I was told that I would have a jar of blue peanut M&Ms with the peanuts removed. Oh, is this thing on? Hey guys, it's Johnny Waltz coming to you live from the Gametime headquarters. As you can see here, I'm sitting in front of the Eiffel Tower at a remote location on staycation. Wanted to come to you, talk to you a little bit about the upcoming season, everything that's going on. There's some changes that we need to discuss. We're going to try to do this on a weekly, monthly, regular basis. That way we can keep you up to date on what's going on, talk about games of the week, talk about a bunch of different stuff. A few rules, brand new rules that we do need to address and get those out of the way so nobody can say, oh, I didn't know that. Okay, first thing, no more fumbles. Starting now, this weekend, if the QB drops the ball, it's a dead ball where it lies. Center drops the ball, dead ball where it lies. It just got too dangerous. Apparently at the draft tournament, there was some assault going on and some charges are pending. We're going to call this one the Jeremy Schmrake rule, okay? No names. Second thing we want to clarify is we want to talk about the bump rule. The bump rule is important because there's a lot of different misconceptions going on out there. Your hands can cross the line to engage a receiver on defense. The only exception to this rule is on the center, where he has to take a step forward. Your hands can cross to engage a receiver on defense. However, your feet cannot cross. If your feet cross the line, it's technically an illegal rush, so it's a penalty. Move it up. Okay, does that make sense? Now, for offsides, in all scenarios moving forward in our league, you must touch an offensive player for offsides to be called. None of this offsides. You have to physically go up and touch them for offsides, all scenarios. Another rule that we've had some issues with and moving forward is a new rule is early flag pulls. So if the center catches the ball and the rusher pulls the QB's flag and the QB gets the pitch after the flag was pulled, he is still live until somebody touches him. At that point, the penalty is assessed. It is a replay of down from the spot of the ball, from the spot of the touch. Okay? Finally, jerseys. Jerseys must be matching in color, and jerseys must have numbers on front and back as of week 2. That is this coming Sunday. So get your game together. Call up Gametime Flag Football. They'll get your jerseys for you. They'll take care of you. Add it onto your league fees, whatever they need to do. Fact of the matter is we need to be able to get your stats right. We need to make sure that everyone has like numbers and like colors. Game of the week. This week's game of the week is actually a debut team of Team Domo, which is the Coda Boys. Coda Boys put together a nice little squad. Guys from Yeah Buddy, Lord Have Mercy, some Dirty Bird guys are on there. So you got C-Dub, you got Boone, Sid, Aaron De Leon, who is by far, probably the best rusher in the league, in my opinion. And then Terrence the Manimal Moore. They're going up against the Raptors. Now, Raptors, same old Raptors, who actually played really well last season. Mark Hernandez is a great QB, good two-way guy. Solis is a good defender, a real solid defender, a D1 defender. You got Caesar out there who catches everything that's thrown in his general vicinity. And then Big Germ, best center in the game, hands down. Best center in the game. Step your life up. Big Germ, Big Worm, Big Perm, best center in the game. Then you got George Silva. George Silva is like a Walter who doesn't work out. Very solid, very solid, very strong rush, but just not quite killer instinct there. Surprise of D1 thus far this season have been the Silent Assassins. Now they won D2 last season and beat Havoc, which is a real good team. That's the Silent Assassins are the 50 Cent Twins. They got Matt Austin, who apparently tried out for the Seahawks as this was being filmed. And then a roster full of guys that are completely underrated, like like Charles London. Now, they just beat our next D1 team, which is the Program. Same guys, Chris, Murray, those guys. They also added Earns, Arnold Kim, who is also a Yeah Buddy guy, Justin Duarte, who's a Yeah Buddy guy. Now, Earns gets our Veteran Move of the Week award. Earns, there was less than 30 seconds left in the game. Silent Assassins had the ball and was driving. Earns was under the impression that program was down by 2, and that if they let them score, they could stop extra point, go down and score. Unfortunately, after they scored, they realized that it was a tie ball game. Ended up losing. Might want to work on that. Earns. Next D1 team is going to be Thundercats. Thundercats are a good team. They lost in the championship game on the final drive of last season in D1. Dottie's running the defense. Hugo's back there. Justin's back there. Alfonso's swinging the rock still. Underrated QB in my opinion. Steven's their rusher, and he's definitely a solid rusher. He's the big guy, real lanky, real strong. Unit's back this season. DC's back this season. Same rosters as before. They're both questionable. Suspects and Moneybags have actually merged this season, which means Jeff has more weapons on offense, obviously, to add to Randy and Ant. D Huff is over there now, and the Burner Turner's over there too. So that'll be a good team. Predictions for D1. My D1 championship game is going to be Domo versus DC, with Domo winning by 6. I think that Matt Boone's a stud. I think that a lot of people in this league that are outside of D1 and some D1 teams don't even know who Matt Boone is. I think he puts that team on his shoulders and carries them to the promised land. DC and Domo will respectively beat Thundercats and the Unit in the playoffs. D2. Guerrilla Union's out now. You may have heard of them, or probably not, like I hadn't. But they're a 3-time D1 league champ for some other league somewhere else in Pomona. Too Legit is back. Filthy Animals are back with Travis and his brother. Caretakers, which Herm, you need to work on your team names. If you don't go undefeated this season, you have to wear tutus next season. Caretakers? Really? Come on, dude. Section 8's out, which is the super ugly guys. Jason McMillan's a good guy, even though he is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So sorry about that, dude. Go Pack, go. Super Bowl champs. My prediction for D3 is actually going to be, D2 is going to be Guerrilla Union and Filthy Animals. Filthy Animals will win by 10. I think Travis and his brother, Cody, are just too much for people. D3. D3 brings back Chalupa Batmans with Jason Cortez. I think that kid is an absolute stud. Travis Masad is a skilled player. However, he's a tad unpolished. His brother's out there, Tyler. Mark Fujita, formerly of the New Orleans Saints, is out there playing for him. Rushing, playing linebacker, punting, returning kickoffs. He's taking care of everything for him. Prophets of Rage are back. Good team. Abdullah always puts together a good team. Hadi is joining their team. DNA's back. Vladi. Warriors are back, and they're a real solid team. Their rusher's real good. Bama's also a stud secondary two-way guy, jumps through the roof. Bullets are in a rebuilding stage, but they're back. Punishers are returning. They're an old school team, took a couple seasons off. And then the Champs is back. Champs is back. Step your life up. Champs is back. Ballhawks are back. Now, they won co-ed D7 16 and a half years ago, but they're back, and they want their t-shirts. They're pissed off. They're blowing up the message boards. They're saying this is ridiculous. How are we not in D1? They got to prove it. My championship game for D3 is going to be Prophets of Rage versus Chalupa. I think Jason Cortez has an MVP season, and Chalupa wins by a landslide. D4. D4 encompasses Bravehearts, Rogue Squad. My boy Pete's got a Pikachu tattoo. Hopefully that's working out well for you. Top Notch, Shockwave. Guys are back. Darshan. They got the bootleg Donald on that team, or it's Donald's cousin's nephew's brother's brother. Unknowns are back. Scott Sox is out there slinging the rock. Brady Status with the one glove. MJ. Two new teams in D4. One Up and T2 another level. Now, Herm, the only reason Caretakers didn't get the worst team name is because of T2 another level. So The same goes for you, T2 another level. If you don't win your division, you have to play the entire next season in dress shoes. Finally, my dark horse of D4 is actually going to be Rogue Squad. I think that Rogue Squad and Pete with his Pikachu tattoo is going to cast some spells or something, and they either win all of their games, going undefeated all the way to the championship game, or they cross midfield 9 times all season. All-Star Tournament. Now, moving on to the All-Star Tournament. D1 won it, of course. Apparently there was some white guy, phenomenal facial hair, who was a ninja just tearing up the field. But guys, if you get voted to an All-Star team, show up. It's a lot of fun. You get to play with new guys. You get to see other teams from different leagues. So if you get voted to the All-Star team, show up. Draft tournament, same type of thing. If you say you're going to play in the draft tournament, show up and play in the draft tournament. Congratulations to Jason, Bombadou Susa Gunagarner. Yeah, that works. And the yellow team, he had Dash on his team. He had George, Shaolin George on his team. David Pickett, Ryan Stanger. They beat Jeff's team, who apparently was so tired that Ochoa actually had to go to the hospital and get fluids IV'd into him. So he had to get an IV of fluids. Pomona, turf fields, they're coming. Saturday mornings. Covina's actually moving to Pomona. Pomona turf fields are coming this season. Should be coming up in the next couple weeks, trying to iron out all the paperwork. The lawyers are working on it. You know, we're a big major corporation now. Got a spokesperson who's got just phenomenal facial hair. Do you see all this? You see all this working for me? And as you can see, I'm presently in Bangladesh. But Pomona is coming. Turf fields, Saturday. Get your deposits in now. It's filling up fast. As you know, that field is phenomenal. And I might even bring the Dusters back. Just because anyone knows that the Dusters paid rent in Pomona for 12 years, 6 months, and 18 days. That's how many times we won it. Orange County location's coming next season. Get excited about that. Start putting in your interest list for that. It's coming around the corner. We'll be in Russia the following season after that. China 2 seasons from now. And then Australia will be kicking off in 2014. Get your life right. Start signing up. Make sure everything's together. Put your interest list together. We want to end on a very serious note. You're going to take a second, take all this in. Because I've been doing flag football for 15 years. And probably longer than that. And there was a travesty that happened in a championship game for Covina. And this week's Duck of the Week goes to Hottie.
Oh, fuck, that was a duck.
Hottie, if you ever throw a ball like that again, you may never play flag football. Ever. 4-man, 5-man, 8-man, never. And then call it out when you throw it. I'm ashamed. This is your boy, Johnny Waltz, your favorite DB's favorite DB. Appreciate you checking us out. Seeing this more often. Peace! Done.